Hello everyone, my name is Travis and I'll be leading us through our arms race class today, which is an upper body class. So thank you for joining me and I hope you enjoy it. So we're just going to start with an easy warm-up. We're going to start doing our arm circles, and so to begin I'm going to come forward, as not hitting this light above me, and just making as big arm circles as I can. I'm coming nice and slow and controlled. I'm not bouncing through this movement at all. I'm focusing on taking nice deep breaths, really getting my body ready. 5 more forward and then we'll go back. 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to go back now for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and stop doing those. Our next warm-up exercise is going to be our shoulder inversion and eversion. And so what I mean by that is basically what we're going to do is bend our elbows 90 degrees. I'll show you from the side too so you can see what I'm doing. And basically, we're going to bring our fists in towards our stomach and then all the way out as far as we can get them to our sides like this. And as we do this, we want to make sure we're not driving our shoulders too far back, at the same time allowing some movement into our chest. We're going to do this 10 times. Again, I'm focusing on breathing. I'm trying to just really prepare my body, get some blood flow to the upper body here. And just 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, good. Done with those. Our next warm-up exercise is going to be our pull downs. So I want you to imagine that you're pulling down a rope. So what we're going to do is stand feet shoulder width apart, athletic stance, which means a nice bend in our knees and our hips. We're going to make sure we're focusing on clenching our abdominals as we just pretend we're pulling down a rope. Just like this. We're going to be here for about 15 seconds, and as we do this, you can go as fast or slow as you would like. The intensity is really going to depend on the speed that you do it, but at either speed, definitely want to focus on nice and controlled movements. We're not bouncing, we're not going crazy. Just 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Okay, we're done with those. We're moving to our next warm-up exercise, which is going to be our standing fly. So what we want to do for this is stand shoulder width, about the same stance. We're getting a nice athletic stance. We're going to raise our arms. We're going to bring them right up, and we're going to just drive our hands backwards as far as we can get them, really focusing on squeezing our shoulder blades together. And then nice coming up out of that. And we're going to do that 10 times. And as we do this, let's take nice deep breaths, really open up our chest, and then as we come forward, we're really reaching as far as we can to open up that back. And we're just taking those nice deep breaths, of course. We're clenching our abdominal muscles to protect our low back as well. And we're just going to do 3 more. 2. And 1. Good. Okay, we're going to let those go. Our next exercise is going to be our punches. So for this, what we're going to do is basically stay light on our feet. So you just want to get a nice little bounce going, left and right, left and right. And we just want to throw our fists up just like you would if you were throwing a punch. Nice and easy. We're just getting some blood flow into our body. Taking some nice deep breaths here. We're moving. You can throw in a hook if you want to, but I'm just jabbing, coming straight up with my fists. And just 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Okay, that's the end of the warm-up. Good job, everyone. Hope you're adequately warm. We're going to move into some exercises now for our upper body. So I have these dumbbells here. The weight that you choose doesn't really matter, but you definitely want to pick something that's not going to be too hard or too easy as we go through this, okay? So our first exercise is going to be our overhead press. So I got to avoid this light for sure. But basically what we want to do with these, stand shoulder width apart, have a really nice base, lock out our abdominals, really protect that low back, and we're going to lift the dumbbells up to our shoulders like this. We're going to face our elbows towards either wall, left or right, and then we're going to push up. And you can't see it, but I'm going all the way up and coming slowly down. And I'm stopping at about my ears. And that's 1 rep. And we're going to do this 10 times. And if you would like to make this harder, you can actually pause at the top for a few seconds in between each rep to bring up that intensity. But I'm just doing this in a nice, slow and controlled manner. I'm not bouncing. I'm just coming up and down, nice and slow. And I'm clenching my abdominals, really protecting my spine. We should really feel this through our shoulders. And just 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. That's the end of that workout. Next, we're going to move into our curls. Before we do that, I'm going to grab a drink of water. Always stay hydrated. Remember to get your water throughout this workout. And throughout the day. It's very important. Okay. So, our next exercise are curls. And so, what we're going to do with curls is we're going to focus on our bicep, which is the front part of our upper arm. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand shoulder width apart. Our same nice athletic stance. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to get out of the glare. Same nice athletic stance that we've been doing, about shoulder width, knees, hips bent. And I'm just going to face the dumbbells forward. And I'm going to slowly bend my elbows and bring the dumbbells up to about my clavicle, chin area. And then I'm going to nicely, slowly lower them. And if you want to make this more difficult, the slower that you lower the weight, in a controlled manner, of course, the harder that this will be. So come up, and then you pick your speed coming down. But remember, the slower you go, the harder it will be. And we're just going for 10 reps. And as we do this, remember, it's always important to clench our abdominals. And we can also start to think about pulling our shoulder blades down and back. So if you can imagine pulling your shoulder blades back and then pushing them down without moving your actual shoulders, that's the position we want our shoulder blades to be in. And we want to make sure, it is imperative, in fact, that we do not move our shoulders as we do this, because that would be cheating and we'd be putting the shoulder joint at risk for movement that it's not signing up for. So, at the end, we just have a nice, slow and controlled bicep curl. You can see it from the side here. And this is my 8th rep, so we just have 2 more. 2, and 1. Nice. Okay, so we're done with curls. The next exercise we're going to do is called a row. So the setup for our row is basically our feet are now going to be a little bit wider apart. So now instead of shoulder width, our feet are going to be maybe a little bit past shoulder width. And so what we're going to do is we're going to bend at the hips. And as we do this, we really want to consider our low back as we're putting it in a compromisable position. So what I mean by that is we really want to think about clenching our abdominals, and we really want to think about clenching our glutes, which is our backside. And so I'm just coming down, see how I'm bent. So now I'm locked into this little L position with my body, and the only thing that's going to move are my shoulders, my elbows, and my wrists and my arms, okay? So the basic forms, I'm going to drive my elbows as close to my body as I can, straight up in the air. I want to create a straight line with my elbows from the time that I start moving them to the time that they're back straight. We're going to do this for 10 reps. And just don't forget to take nice deep breaths, and it's customary to take breaths against the weight. So as you lift it, you want to inhale, and then as you lower it, you want to exhale. And that can go for any exercise. Inhale against the weight, exhale as you lower the weight. Just like that. And we're just going to do 5 more reps. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job, everyone. You're keeping up very nicely. All right. We're going to move to the floor now. So just meet me there when you're ready. It'd be preferable to have a mat, but you could also do this on carpet. So just whatever you have in your home. And so what we're going to do now is some push-ups. And so the basic idea of a push-up is you're basically going to square your shoulders to the ground, and you're going to come up over your shoulders. You want your chest to come over your hands. And then the back part of you, your legs, your knees can either be on the ground like this. This is going to be our level 1. This is our regular push-up, or knee push-up, excuse me. And then we're going to move into our conventional push-up, which is just 2 feet. This is going to be option 2. This is going to be level 2. It's going to be a little more difficult for us. And then if you're really looking for a challenge, you could lift one of your legs as you do a push-up and come down like that. So I'm going to do some knee push-ups because I think that they're the most convenient, and I think that it's just a good example. And so as we do our knee push-ups, the closer that your knees are to your hands, the easier it's going to be and vice versa. So you can really choose your intensity with these knee push-ups. I'm going to just drive my knees a little bit back and make it a little bit harder. We're going to do 10 reps. So as we move through this push-up, you want to come down nice and slow, right above where your chin would be touching the ground, and then come push right back up like that as hard as you can. And as we do this, we definitely want to be thinking about our breathing, and we also definitely want to be thinking about our low back. We don't want it to curve in like this. So what we want to do is use our glutes, our backside muscles again, and just pull up that back. It's okay to have a slight arch in your back, but it's not going to be beneficial for us to have that low concave type shape, okay? So just keep that in mind as you do these. And like I said, you're going to be using your glutes to control that, okay? Good. And we're just going to do 10 push-ups. Halfway there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Take a nice deep breath, and we are going to go into some core exercises now. So we've been doing upper body. We're going to shift into a little bit of core, but it's all the same. It all matters. Just going to get another drink of water. I hope that everyone is hydrating during this workout. It's a lovely day out, as you can see the sun here in the beautiful state of New Jersey, the Garden State. Okay, so we're going to move into a plank now. And so a plank, similarly to a push-up, you can do it from your feet or your knees. I'm going to do it from my feet. That's the conventional way. That's the way that's going to get the most benefits. So what we want to do here is basically, it's going to be the same idea as the push-up, where we're going to kick out our feet like this, and we're just going to try to keep our low back straight or up, definitely not down like that. Okay? Using my glutes to secure it, we're going to be here for 20 seconds. As we do this, we want to make sure to breathe. And if you'd like to bring some extra challenge into this, you can begin to raise either arm like that and move continuously through the plank. Or if you like our level 1, let's just stick right here like this. And just 2 more seconds. 1, that's 20. We're going to do 2 sets of planks. We're going to go for another 20 seconds. Remember all the same things as a push-up, keeping that back straight, using our abdominals, really nice and snug, thinking about our glutes. And remember, you can move through it if you want to make it a little bit more challenging. Okay, we're going to do 2 20-second planks. This is our second one, and begin. Coming up. And just don't forget to breathe all the way through this and really think about our low back. That's the most important part of this plank. 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job, everyone. We're killing this workout. Okay, our next exercise is going to be our Russian twists. And so, the Russian twists is essentially, we're just sitting in this position. I'll show you from the side so you can see. And I'm just coming down with my hands and tapping the ground on either side. I'll show you from the front. Like this, and like this. But basically, what we want to do here is we're using our rectus abdominis to keep us upright, and then we're using our obliques to spin our bodies. This is a great ab workout. And if you want to make this a little more challenging, we can actually pick our feet off the ground as we do it and touch either side. That's going to be way more difficult, substantially more difficult. But if you're up to the challenge, go kill it. Okay, we're going to do 20 reps, 10 touches each side. Ready? And begin. 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whoo, baby. How do those feel? Pretty good, huh? Nice. Okay. We're now going to move into a different core exercise. And these are called leg lifts. So what I'm going to be doing is, so I'm laying flat on my back, and then I'm going to kick one leg out. I'm picking my left leg first here. It's going to go flat out to the ground. And here what we want to do is just pick up our leg off the ground about to the other knee's height here. And then we're going to lower it back down and tap the ground and come back up, and that's 1 rep. And if you want to make this a bit harder, what you can do is not tap the ground and just have your foot suspended over the mat for that second that we come down. That's going to bring up our intensity level a bit. Okay? And so we're just going to do 10 reps on this side, and then we're going to switch over to our other side and do another 10 reps. And as we do this, let's think about our breathing, and let's make sure this leg is moving nice and slowly in a controlled manner. We don't want to be bouncing at all. We want to be really using our muscles to control this. And we just have 3 more on this side. And 2, and 1. Okay? I'm going to roll to my other side so you can see me do this leg as well. And so it's the same deal, same setup. So I have one leg bent. I have one leg kicked out flush. And again, I'm just bringing it up. And if I want to make it harder, I'm pausing above the mat. And also, I'm bringing this leg up much higher than the other leg. That's also going to bring up the intensity as well. So we have 2 options to bring up that intensity if you'd like. And these are our leg lifts. Nice, slow, and controlled. Deep breaths. Just 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and final 1. Good job. Okay. Our next exercise is going to be from the same position, so hang tight. We're going to be doing a crunch. So a crunch is the same exact setup that we just did, but now both of our feet are planted, both of our knees are in the air. And so we're going to put our hands down next to us like so. And what we're going to do here is we're going to focus on clenching our abdominals to bring our upper body up. And we're only coming up far enough to where our shoulder blades come off the ground. Okay? So we're basically going to, oh, and as we do that, we want to slide our hands forward at the same time. I forgot to mention that. So we're going to just pick up our upper body off the front, slide our hands forward, and then slowly lower back down. And if you want to bring up this intensity, what you can do instead of come back all the way to the ground, you can hover with just your head above the ground in between reps, and that's going to bring up the intensity quite a bit by the end, okay? And we're going to do 10 reps. And as we do this, we're taking nice deep breaths. And we're halfway. Just 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job, everybody. I can't see you, but I can feel that you're doing very well. I'm going to get more water. Please remember to be drinking water throughout this whole exercise routine. It's crucial, I promise. All right, we're going to get back to our feet, so take your time. Meet me there when you're ready. All right, everybody. We're going to be focusing on our shoulders for a bit. So what we're going to want to do for this exercise is get our nice athletic stance, feet just about shoulder width, maybe slightly more, that's okay. Got a nice bend in my knee and my hips, I'm not locking anything out. And what I'm going to be doing is keeping my arms straight. I'm going to drive my hands up towards the ceiling using my shoulder as a pulley, or like a lever, if you will. So I'm just coming up, nice and controlled, bringing them up, arms are staying straight. And as we do this, we're going to do this for 10 reps, just so you know. And as we do this, you really want to focus on pulling those shoulder blades down and back, like we said, puffing that chest up, and then holding or clenching our abdominals to protect that low back and spine. And we're going to be taking some nice deep breaths too. Oxygen is our best friend. And we're halfway, just 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Okay, we're done with those. Now it's for our shoulders. Okay, so our next exercise is going to be our tricep kickbacks. And so this one is a little bit complicated of a setup, so just focus, just watch me for a second here. So what we're going to do is we're going to stand shoulder width, nice bend, but now I'm coming forward, okay? I'm bending forward, and I'm going to have my dumbbell in my hand like this, and we're just doing this one at a time. And so I'm going to lock my shoulder into position right here. So it's almost like, imagine like your shoulder is completely parallel with the ground and it doesn't move at all. You don't want to be coming forward, backwards, left, right, at all with your shoulder. Your shoulder does not move. I don't know how to make this any more clear. Do not move your shoulder. Sorry. But basically what we do want to have move is our elbow, and that's the only thing that's going to be moving. So using my tricep, which is the back of my upper arm, I'm just squeezing that and kicking this dumbbell in the air. And really, no other part of your arm should be moving except for the lower half. That's how you know if you're doing it right or not. And we're just doing 10 reps on each side. This is 5, so we have 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. And it's the same deal on your other side. I promise not to be so mad about moving your shoulder this time. Just get really passionate about form, you know, it's really important. So, feet shoulder width, athletic stance, bending at the hip, shoulder locked in position, parallel to the floor, and I'm just bringing this elbow up. Just like that. The only thing that's moving is the elbow. Nice, slow, and controlled. Same deal as before, no bouncing. Some nice deep breaths. That was 5, so we have 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job, gang. We're killing this workout. Let's keep the energy up. Let's keep the energy up. Okay, so next we're doing some hammer curls. And so a hammer curl is very similar to a regular curl, except now the dumbbells are going to be facing straight up and down, like this the whole way. So basically, same thing as a curl. My elbows are locked out now, but again, not fully locked. There's a slight bend in it. And then I'm bringing the dumbbells up just before they touch my shoulder, but I'm using my biceps to control this and my forearm as well. And I'm slowly lowering this down. And like our normal curls, the way to make this more difficult is to come down slower and really accentuate that eccentric contraction, okay? And as we do this, take a nice deep breath, and let's not forget about our abdominals, protecting that spine, always important. We're going for 10, and that was 6, so we have 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Final one. Nice deep breath, nice, slow, and controlled. Phenomenal work, everybody. Again, water break time, please. I don't know how to make this more clear. We need to be drinking water, especially if we're exercising. All right, let's move into our next exercise group. What we're going to do now is our butterflies, I like to call them, but the real term for them is reverse flies. So you can use the scientific term or my fun butterfly term, whichever you like. But basically for these, what we're going to do, stand shoulder width, and we're going to come bend over, not as far bent over as we were for the tricep kickbacks, but definitely some nice bend at the hips. And remember, when we bend over, we really want to think about clenching our abdominals, because now these are going to be, our spine is going to be in this exposed position. Okay, so basically with our reverse flies, I'm just going to let my arms go out in front of me, but I'm going to make sure my back stays nice. See how I let it go like that? It's really easy to let it go. You really have to think hard. Think about your mid-back. Think about pulling your shoulder blades together. Think about keeping that nice and tight. And what I'm doing is I'm keeping my arms straight, and I'm raising the dumbbells to either side. Just like this. This is the form. My feet are a little bit too narrow. Got to widen those bad boys out a little bit. And we're going 15 reps on this one. A little endurance. That was 5. 10 more. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Nice. We're actually doing 2 sets of those. So hold tight, and for our second set, I'm going to give you a nice modification we can do. Actually, I'm just going to explain it now while you guys take a little rest, take a break before we do our second set of those bad boys. But the modification for this is going to be, if we want to bring up that intensity, you can hold out to the side like this. And I would like to warn you that that is quite difficult. And so if you're going to try to do this with me next time, maybe consider dropping down that weight. But hey, if you're feeling ambitious, let's get to it. We're just doing 10 reps. You can do pause reps with me, you can do regular reps, whatever makes you feel very comfortable. Oh, and this is too, if you would like to have an easier option, is what I meant to say, you can always bend over less, and then it'll be a little bit easier to get those weights out. Anyhow, let's do our regular. And again, pause for a few seconds, it's going to really drive up that intensity. Just doing 10 reps. This is 5, so we have 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job, everybody. We're killing this. Okay, our next and final workout is our good mornings. So for our good mornings, essentially what we want to do here is same setup, feet shoulder width, weight's going to be out in front of us. And this is going to be for our low back and erector spinae muscles. So what we're going to want to do for our good mornings is we're going to come slightly flex at the hips while not moving any other part of our body. And the lower that you go down, the more difficult this is going to be. So kind of pick your poison with intensity here. And then you want to just come and then lock out straight up and down, and then move into your second rep. And we're going to go for 8. Again, you choose how low you go. That will dictate the intensity of this. Nice. And as we come down, make sure we're not letting our back round. We want to keep it nice and straight, and we're clenching our abdominals the whole time. We're taking nice deep breaths. That was 4. We're halfway. We have 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and final 1. Remember, slow control, don't forget. And last 1. Wow, folks, we crushed that workout. Good job. We are going to do a little bit of a stretching cool down now. Let's take some deep breaths. Let's start swinging our arms around. I'm just coming up and around. Just getting some blood flowing, just like this. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. So, now that we're cooling down a bit, we're going to do some stretching. So, for this stretch, what I would like to do is we're going to do both a fly and a reverse fly, okay, like we did in the beginning. But this time, I really want us to focus on the stretch part. And so what that means is we're going to hold for 5 seconds coming forward. So like we did in the beginning, stand up straight, nice and tall, reach it forward. And then really just try to imagine driving your shoulder blades apart without moving the rest of your body at all, okay? We're going to hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to do, sorry, there's a deer in my backyard. We're going to do a chest stretch now. So similar idea to what we did in the beginning again. Oh, my computer's, it went black. Okay, so what we're going to want to do for this is spinning our palms towards the behind us and driving them as close together so we can get this as we puff our chest up, and we really want to stretch out our chest. And if you can get your palms to touch, that's ideal, but you can also just leave them back here, whatever makes you comfortable. If you can reach, if you can, it doesn't matter, as long as you feel a nice stretch through this front part of our upper body here. And we're holding for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and let those go. Okay, we're going to go move into our shoulder stretch now. So for our shoulder stretch, what we want to do, get our nice athletic stance going, of course, as usual. And I'm going to bring one arm forward. And I'm just going to reach to the opposite side of the arm towards the wall here. You see from the side too, maybe make it a little easier. And I'm using my other arm to push above or below the elbow to really get that stretch going. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, let that go. We're going to do the same thing other side. So I'm reaching across my body to the opposite side of the arm. I'm using my other arm to push above or below the elbow, never on the joint. And we're going to hold like this for 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and let that go. We just have one more stretch, team. It's going to be for the upper part of our arm on the back here, our triceps. So we're going to reach towards the sky with one arm, so I don't know why I did both. And we're just going to reach towards our opposite scapula with our hand, leaving our elbow in the air. And if you want to feel more intensive stretch, you can push on this arm above or below the elbow, of course. We're going to hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Go ahead and let that go. We're going to do the same thing other side. Now our left arm, we're leaving that elbow up towards the ceiling. We're reaching for the opposite scapula. Again, we can push if we like. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and let that go. Phenomenal work today, everybody. That's all I have for us. I hope that you enjoyed the workout. Thanks.